Om. 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 Om Prana. Om Prana. Om. 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 Conjuring forth Om, God in the happening of Om, conjuring forth Om, for transmitting and receiving Om, God transmitting and receiving Om, 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Om. God omniscience. Om. God omnipotence. Om. God omnipresence. Om. Wake up. Wake up. Om. Om, wake up to your true self. Om. Om, God. Om. Om, God speaking to God about God. Om. Om. God speaking to God about God. Om. 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 Not a person. Hashtag not a person. Hashtag not a person. Om. Om. Hashtag God. Hashtag God. Om. Not a person. Hashtag not a person. Hashtag not a person. Hashtag God. Om. 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 God in the happening of. Om. Om. God in the happening of. Om. Om. God in the happening of. Om. God transmission. Satyavatara, Satsangha, Sssv, 7. Om. Welcome. Om. Welcome to myself as God. Om. Come, God conjuring. Om. God conjuring. Om. Om. God invoking. Om. God prakatana. Om. 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 Paravak. Om Paravak Shakti. Om. Om Shaktipat. Om. Om Shaktipat. Om. 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 Negating and absorbing all negative, low vibrational forces. Om. Shaktipat. Om. Om. Absorbing and negating all low vibrational forces. Om. Om. Amplifying radiance. Om. Om. Amplifying radiance. Clearing. Om. Om. So there is much God transmitted to occur. Om. First, Om. To address when there is transmitting and receiving in comments and callings in God the happening of. Om. There should be responsing that might not occur as it is happening, and then might be taken up and occur in the next seeming Satsangha. Om. So do not be disappointed or have expectations as to that the questioning or the inquiry has been missed, because all is seen in God vision. Om. So to address some concerns in the previous Satsanga 6, Om. The God transmissions that are emanating forth through the avatar Om, God in the form of Om, and through this transmission, and through the scriptures of Satyavedism, and the live stream teachings of Satyavedism, and the all of the various forms of Satyavedism, Om. These teachings are not the teachings of other religions, seemingly, that are myself in God. Om. All of these teachings are of God in the happening of Satyavedism. Om. God in the happening of Satyavedism. The divine knowledge pouring forth through the seeming apparent body of Sri Satya. Om. Sri Satyavatara. Om. So no, these teachings are not going to corroborate or extol the seeming teachings of other religions. They're going to, that is transmitting Satyavedism. So if there is seeming disagreement with the teachings that are expected, those teachings of other seeming religions, that somehow or other that this body should be a formal conduit of those teachings that seem to have existed for a very long time in eternity, in relativity, and in the relativity of relative religions, then no, that is not going to pour forth from this body. So yes, it may not be in agreement with those scriptures. This is the evolution. This is God evolution. So if there's wanting to receive those various scriptures in God, of those various religions, then so be it. Then absorb God in God consciousness, those teachings. Go forth to the teachings that call out as being the teachings that seemingly is one chosen to come toward, and go to those teachings that are calling. But if these teachings that are Satyavedism are not resonating in that way, and there is actual seeming conflict or disagreement with these teachings, then go to those other teachings that do resonate. Or perhaps lay down those obstacles that might lead to the understanding of these high teachings of truth, because the other teachings they're projecting upon these teachings. So by all means, go to the teachings that are most suitable. But there might be finding that if there is laying down of that projectioning due to the familiarity with other teachings, and there is actually absorbing in God consciousness without projection, then there might be actual resonance with the teachings of Satyavedism. So Satyavatara, God in the form of, is not here to propagate other forms of religions and spiritualities. Satyavatara is here to propagate Satyavedism, to deliver Satyavedism to God in the form of the world. That is the mission. Om. So in relation to that, in the fictional relativity, there are various stories about lineages, spiritual lineages. Om. So there are sampradayas and paramparas, and maths and pithams and etc. All these lineages. So to speak of there has been questioning as to what sampradaya is this, or what parampara is this, and all that, and what is this body, what is the lineage, and all of that. The answer is Satyavedism. Om. Satyavedic lineage. Om. Om. So the sampradaya is Satyavedism, Satyavedic sampradaya. Om. The parampara is Sri Satya. Om. God in the form of Sri Satya. Sri Satyavatara. Om. Or aka Sri Swami Satya Samudrananda, or Satya, or all of the other words that only Satya is God. Om. Om. So that is the answer to that relative seeming question. Just so that there can be understanding when there is coming forth seemingly in ignorance, and there are some what are called introductory questions in order to know about, otherwise known as, there is information in the Satyavedism God in the form of website that is satyavedism.org/infoport, INFOPORT, and there is that, the nature of that sort of information is provided, so it can be referred to. And there is to be more information that will be added to that portal, such as that information about sampradaya, etc., if that is necessary to help in the, or to assist in the assuaging of doubts as to validity, etc. So, but the information that pours forth from God in the form of the Sri Satyavatara is from the authority of God directly. So there need not be any particular lineage, etc., that has been from previous handed down, etc. God realization does not have to go through that route. It can be direct without any of that. Of course, that is not to take away from the assisting and aid that these God in the form of myself, these various lineages and ways of passing information, God information down, seemingly propagating it, all of that is valid and is God happening. It is God propagating in God in the form of the world, God information. So, and also in the form of God in the form of books, etc. The various forms of God information. So that is not to negate or belittle or in any way. As a matter of fact, that is how the teachings of Satyavedism are going to be propagated as well. The many different forms of, and the many different ways of propagation, including lineages. But this is the Satyavedic lineage order. Om. Om. God in the form of, God in the happening of Satyavedism. Om. And the first math ashrama pitham seems to be in apparent form wherever the avatar resides, seemingly in infinity. Om. But I am everywhere as God. Om. So that is speaking only of the seeming apparent primary body, the APB of the Sri Avatara. Om. So that is the answer that to those concerns. Om. Now, there were spiritual assignments that were about reduction of the fiction of criticism, and also the asserting of the Satyavakya. So this is another very important practice. So as the apparent body, God in the form of the apparent body, seems to wake upon after being putting the body down to what is called sleep for renovation of the various cellular activity, then as it's upon awakening, there should be, before the eyes are opening, before anything else occurs. So when there's seemingly coming up from the submersion of sleep, apparently, of the body, then upon coming up to the surface of having had the sleeping state, seemingly, and into the seeming waking state, before the eyes are opened, before there is any thought, there should be mona, there should be silence of the minding, which may or may not occur. It most naturally should occur, though, when there's coming up, before the thoughts start to bubble up and etc. and go. That there should be mona, okay, and then before the eyes are open, there should be the saying of the following, either with hand gestures or without. Om. But this demonstrates with the hand gestures. Om. While the body is inclined, supine. Om. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Om, om, om. Or without the hand gestures, just Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Internally, seemingly without saying it out loud, seemingly the voice, or out loud, Om. Either. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. Om. God alone exists. God alone is reality. 3 times. Om. 3 times. And then rise. Om. Then the apparent body can rise. Om. So that is, God thought is the first thought seemingly upon waking of the body. Om. That is to be codified in the scriptures, in the SSSVs, etc. But it is being delivered through the Satsangha right now in eternity. Om. So that is the assignment, the practice, Om, upon rising, is before any thought, any other thought, Om, the God thought, the Maha thought, Om, the assertion of truth, the first thought, Om, seemingly the assertion of truth, Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality, Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality, Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality. And say Om before God alone exists, God alone is reality. So it's Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality. Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality. Om, God alone exists, God alone is reality. Om, om, om can be added. Om. And it can be whispered, it can be internalized seemingly. There's no external or internal, but seemingly, apparently, Om. It can be muttered, whatever it is, whatever seeming level of sound or not. Om. But that the God thought should be the first thought of that before anything else occurs. Om. 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 And for those, God in the form of those seemingly coming in and out of the Satsanga, then refer back to the whole Satsanga for what is missed, because there are practices that are expressed and are transmitted that need to happen in God consciousness, like what has just happened right now. God in the happening of the next live stream teaching, LSSV 29, is to occur shortly in God Eternity. What is called next week in God Eternity. And it is to cover Bodhana. It's the Panchavindanam. So this is the beginning, after having given the introduction. This is the beginning of going through the whole Panchavindanam, basically, in order to practice. So what's going to happen is there's going to be starting out with the most simple, the simple observances of the Panchavindanam, in order to ease into the Panchavindanam practice. So it doesn't have to be immediate whole immersion, seemingly, in the practice. It can be done in stages if that is most suitable and seems most easy. So, and then it is going to be acquired in sort of in stages that might actually be a more helpful way to approach it. So it's going to be transmitted in that way. And again, there are going to be diagrams and demonstrations, and that is to be set up. There will be either live streaming of that, or what is called pre-recorded, God in the happening of pre-recorded videoing of it, and then perhaps live streaming of that, and with expounding, etc. So the next live stream teaching is going to cover Bodhana and Zayana, and that is the first and the last, first and the fifth practice of Pancha, and then the Shuddhi, which is the purification process that comes before before each observance. So so there can be transmitting and receiving. Satyavatara is here to allay doubts and for inquiry and concerns about self-realization and God-realization. So there should be questioning about self-realization and God-realization, primarily. So there, you must know what you truly are. God God, you, I, God, I, must know what you truly are. Om. And your absolute power. Om. Not to be powerful as a small seeming human being, Om, a little tiny creature, but as God that you are, amorphous, unbound. Om. So there has been deliverance of a graphic of SSSV 8, the various false concepts that is seemingly below this live stream that it can be referred to. Addressing that, for those that seemingly are popping in and out of in viewing the this satsanga, there are going to be God in the form of concise summarizations of each seeming God in the form of satsanga. So there'll be what is called, say, bullet pointing or just concise summary in very easily seen sort of table of contents of each satsanga. And this lends itself well to the concordance of Satyavedism, which is going to be a massive way of linking all of the teachings by the seeming subject matter. That is going to be a massive God in the form of project, and there's going to be need for God's service, for God's service, for God's seva, for all of these various projects of Satyavedism that need to be accomplished. But it is being said that that cross-referencing all of the Satyavedic God information is of utmost importance, and it is going to be the Satyavedic concordance that will be available on the God in the form of the Satyavedism website. So each satsanga, and then there should be also each live stream teaching. Those need to be indexed. So there is addressing the comments now. God in the form of and happening of. So what was addressed first, seemingly, in God Eternity was the deliverance of Satyavedism as the previous concerns in the Satya in the Satsangha 6, that Satya was not speaking the truth of the scriptures of Hinduism. So basically, Satya was explicating that this is Satyavedism, which is an evolution, and it need not be said again extensively. But for those that are seeking God in the form of myself in other religions and other scriptures, so be it. And those that are interested in seeking the highest truths in the form of Satyavedism, then should not overlay and project upon Satyavedism. And no, it is not going to agree necessarily with former seeming scriptures and religions and teachings that are myself in other forms. No, it is not going to agree with those teachings. It is Satyavedism, and that was gone into extensively. Then also was given the spiritual practice of what the body, the apparent primary body, should do upon seeming waking before anything else at all. And then there was speaking of the Panchavindanam and the live stream teaching that is going to be SSSV 29, that is going to explain the Bodhana, Zayana, and the Shuddhi. So that is a very short synopsis of what has occurred so far, although there was more transmitted. So refer to the whole, all of these satsangas, the whole, and when there's popping in and out and attention to pieces of it, of each, there should be reviewing and in God consciousness of the whole of each teaching. However, there is also going to be extracting of what is called the Jyoti highlights of the Satsanghas as well, so that those can be propagated. That lends itself to the table of contents bullet pointing of each Satsanga. This is being explained in sort of a meta way of how all these transmissions are being approached in the various meta aspects of it. So then that lends itself to the extraction of various chunks of the larger extensive teachings that may seem to last for hours in eternity. There are going to be shorter extracts that may appear to be on particular topics, etc. Those are the Jyoti highlights of the Satyavatara Satsanghas. So it was also transmitted that that Satyavatara is speaking from God authority, not from seeming scriptural authority of prior scriptures or hearsay of prior lineages, etc. And this was also gone into as to what this lineage seemingly appears to be, which is the Satyavedic lineage and order. And again, that it's not negating other lineages and orders that are myself in other religions, etc. It is simply that the concern that have been stated in various Ask Satya questioning, and that is available that is going to be available and additional on the info port, the general information portal, God and the Happening of Inform of, on the Satyavedism website, that will address those concerns. But ultimately, they are not really of much importance. What's important is direct divine knowledge of God. That is what is important. So the authority is from God. Straight from God, direct. Direct. Straight to, direct. Direct. Direct authority. God is the only authority. The only direct, true authority. So now the transmitting and receiving should be about God realization. It should be about self-realization toward God realization. So although there may be pleasantries as to good morning in eternity, the morning doesn't exist, perhaps there should be better seeing. It seems that there is light. Light is occurring. Now there seemingly is darkness in God consciousness. With that light and darkness seemingly elsewhere, there's seemingly light and darkness everywhere. It's a relative as to whether it's light or dark out somewhere or not. There should be direct experiential. Direct. It should be direct. So God in the form of the transmitting and receiving. There should be questioning, inquiry into what you are. So this has been provided. This is now added to the scripture of Sasssv 68, which is non-identification with limiting assertions. False conceptualization. So this is added as even a more concise way or visual way of the many ways that this is going to be propagated. So when there is questioning of Satya, there is going to be pointing out perhaps which one, and this is a lot of it right here, seemingly, of these false concepts. There are many false concepts in God, but these are primary false conceptualizations that lead to the hypnotization that occurs extensively. So that can be practically pointed to as a certain sentence is being spouted out in God consciousness. Oh, so that's person. This refers to person. Or, oh, good morning. This is mirrored backwards, but this graphic is provided. God in the form of the graphic is provided below to refer to, and on the website, and is being propagated right now in God God Infinity, Ginfini, So this is being referred to. So good morning. Period in time. False. Or where does the body reside? Country. Nope, false. Etc. Or she looks pretty. Body, gender, false. Etc. So this is that. Or I belong to I work at a certain company. Collective, group, false. Satya is going to one of the tools of Satyavedism or Satyavatara has many God in the form of seeming tools. So one of the tools is going to be a clown horn. And Satya is going to honk the clown horn when there's a wrong answer, a wrong statement. So be prepared, or not. So it's going to happen. There are many tools. This can be fun. It can be fun. Or not. It can be painful, but it need not be. Of course, there are, in the many practices, or the many seeming experiences, there's enough pain in the world, God in the form of seemingly. Spiritual practices may end up feeling painful, but they need not be. So some of it can be fun, because once there's self-realization, there's a lot of the world, God in the form of the world, can seem quite funny. All of the seeming activities that go on it, it can. See, here is a spiritual practice. There are many to choose from. So here's a spiritual practice. Pretend that the apparent body, the apparent primary body, is a space alien, an alien. Now there is no such thing as alien, because all of this is myself. So in God reality, all of this is myself. But what is referred to as a space alien, some seeming form that comes from somewhere else, and then the body gets plopped down in the middle of some foreign planet. Right here. This is a fiction story. It plopped down in some planet, and doesn't know what is going on. just has no projections about the terrain that it is now appearing in and looking and exploring. So the apparent body, there can be pretending that the apparent body has been plopped onto a foreign planet and is now exploring the planet. So see the whole world as if you've never seen that world before. You don't know anything about it. So a space alien coming to the planet, and just look at everything. Just see what is happening. That is a spiritual practice. Because what could happen is that there could be tirade of laughter. There'll be various ways of perceiving it, but one of the main ways is that it can lead to laughter. Like, really? What is that? What is that doing? You can see beauty too, of course. So that is a light spiritual practice. Let the apparent body pretend to be a space alien, landing on seeming God in the form of the fictional Earth, and looking around. What's going on here? What seemingly is going on here? Alright, but anyway, so that's a fictional story and a practice that can be done. It's a lower level practice, but it might be fun, okay? Om. Om, om, om. And when Satya says it is actually om. It's another form of om. Well, all ums should be ohms. Like divine punctuation. Om. Finishing a God transmission sentence. Om. In God consciousness. And then om. So anyway, this is to be referred to as the teachings, as the Satsangahas progress, so that it becomes obvious the repetition of these false concepts and how to extract from the thought content. So there should be God thought, not fictional thought content, but there should be God thought, which is whole thought. So all of this is conducive to not reducing and limiting to seemingly to this small reality, dreaming, and to breaking out into the larger reality, which is the whole reality. Each one of these is limiting to a little tiny thing, and gets in the way of the actual. It's just pollution in the way. It's very effective. These are very effective in seemingly keeping one down to reducing it to a little speck of dust that it is not. Again, to repeat here, Git Ho, God in the happening of, Git Fo, God in the form of, Get Turn, Get God eternity, Ginfini, God infinity. Satyavatara has seemingly quite an extensive vocabulary that is not being fully used. It is going to be more and more introduced into the Satsanga teachings. But it is there is knowledge that some of this might be problematic tendencies with the language, the fact that there might not be knowing English in the highest levels of facility. So there is the Satyavatara is aware of that and has been using vocabulary that might be considered more common in order to have more, to be understood more, even with the use of Godlang. But it is not going to be limiting its vocabulary as much, and is going to extend it into what are called more complex words. And if there are words of these words that are of the extensive vocabulary, if they may not be understood, then such is going to actually give definitions of those words, or in other words, in order to explain those words as the words are transmitting. So then Satyavatara is going to pour forth with a larger command of vocabulary, and explain as those words are used. And that should help in the knowledge of being able to absorb in God consciousness the Satsanghas and the live stream teachings as well. Yes, God exists within and without and everywhere. So there is no in and out. That's an illusion, that there's an inside and an outside, or that you as seemingly soul inside body is stuck in body, and there's only one God soul. It's the one and only God soul, and it's not stuck anywhere. It's everywhere. It is within all seeming bodies. It is embedded in. It is in everything, seen and unseen. So it's within, without, but ultimately there is no within and without. It's everywhere. So this is when this seems to be occurring. This is Shaktipat transmission, God transmissioning. Also, this will occur again. This is also transmitted. This was transmitted. This is the absorbing of negative energies. This absorbing and neutralizing Absorbing and neutralizing of negative energies. Om. All seeming negative energies. Om. It's like scanning. Apparent, primary apparent body scanning. Om. And then this is amplifying of radiance. Again, there are to be many tools. Om. All right, so there does not seem to be as much transmitting. God wants to be quiet. God is quiet. So absorb the teachings that are transmitting in this Satsanga. And then there is going to be the live stream teaching shortly. And then the next Satsanga. Om. Shaktipat. Wake. 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 Om. Wake. Om. Wake. Om. Wake. Wake. Wake up. Om. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Om. Om, God speaking intentioning. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 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 Om, God manifesting. Om, God sponsynching. Om, God synchro-eventing. Om, God manifest. Activate. And so it is. Om, God alone exists. God alone is reality. I am God. I am God. I am God. Om, Om, Om.